Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's live session. My name is Omar from Omar Travels, where we provide opportunities and comfort for students that want to travel and study abroad, especially in China. So, if you're planning to apply for the CSC Scholarship and if you're joining me for the first time, you're highly welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you always for supporting me. And we're going to be talking about like some of the most important questions that some of you students ask every year. So these questions are about CSC type A and type B scholarships. Also for HND acceptance, if you can get HND, also research proposal, pre pre-admission letter. I'm going to be talking about pre-admission letter also, and everything that you just need to know to secure your place in China with the CSC scholarship. So any like Chinese universities, there are over like 200 universities. So for next year. So this life will be giving you like clarity, it's be giving you direction, it's be giving you confidence. So those of you that have been asking questions about the exams, you're welcome. You can ask more questions too. Leave it in the comment section if you have any other questions. So please share with your friends. Drop your questions in the comment sections. And yeah, because today we are going to be talking about everything. And I just want you guys to leave your questions so that I'll come back. Yeah. So the first thing I'll be talking about is the 20 ways to get a pre-admission letter from university. So for those of you that are hoping that maybe before your application you want to go ahead to get the pre-admission letter. So this video is majorly for you. Okay. So the first thing that you want to do is to email your professor early, and that should be around this time. So reach out to at least maybe y- to the professor that is in your field within like 3 to 6 months before the application sessions, because professor maybe yes they might not respond, but they're always very busy. But somehow if you're able to reach them on time, especially around this time, because this is like the holiday season. So if you're able to reach them around this time, there's a high chance that they'll respond to your emails. And if they don't respond, maybe give it 1 week. You can send them another message, and that's how you keep reminding them. And the second thing you should do is to personalize your email. Please don't just copy and paste. Remember that the professor that you're going to be messaging, he's the one that knows your field, right? He knows your course. So you want to show that, okay, yes, you know that field very well. So you want to make it more personalized. You want to mention your research. Maybe if you have published any paper, you can also put it there. And also why you are choosing them specifically, you want to actually give the reason why you're choosing that person, the field that they're into, and why you like them. That's one of the reasons that a professor would respond to you or will even select you, because you're not the only one that is messaging that supervisor. You're not the only one that is emailing. There's so many students emailing them. So when you're emailing them, you want to go straight to the point, tell them what you need, tell them what you want, and that way you get a feedback. One of the things that universities are always looking at is that you're able to get a professor. So if you're able to get a professor and get the professor on time, you have a high chance of getting a pre-admission letter. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So the next thing that you want to think about is attach a strong CV. So you want to include like a CV showing maybe like your publication, showing your GPA, like the way academic CV is different from the way like work CV is. You can do your research to know this. So you want to attach maybe awards, internship skills, so many things that you have to know to attach to this CV to help you to get um the feedback from the university, or even to get feedback from the professor. Because when you are sending your email, you're going to attach a CV there, you're going to attach your degree there. So you want to be able to actually attach this so that your professor will respond. Also, you want to attach like your research proposal when you're messaging the school or something like that, because a research proposal should show that okay, you know what, you know exactly what you're doing, and it shows that you're serious in that direction that you are actually going into. So if you know, of course, maybe initially you might not really know much, but at least it shows that you are serious, because a lot of people, they do not really put research proposal in their application. So if you're able to put research proposal, especially if you're applying for a PhD or if you're applying for a master's, and you're able to put research proposal, it just shows that you're serious. It shows your seriousness, and there's a high chance that that university would give you a pre-admission letter, or your supervisor will reach out to you. So please, if you can do this, it's not like it's compulsory, but these are things that you do that maybe show that okay, you know what, this person is serious. Another thing that you need to do is to mention like the funding opportunity. Let them know that you are applying for CSC, or if there's another scholarship that you're actually applying for, let them know. Um, if you want them to give you funding, let them know. But I feel like CSC is something that is popular already in China. So if you just let them know that you're applying for CSC, they will even go ahead to give you that pre-admission letter. Because especially if you're applying for type A, and if you're applying for type A, you tell them that, oh, I'm applying for type A under so agent, or you're applying under like your country, and you let them know that you're applying for CSC. It will make them give you that pre-admission letter quickly. It's made them give you the pre-admission letter fast compared to other like students. So let them know that you need it because you're applying for a specific kind of scholarship. Also, keep your emails short. Professors prefer like concise, it to like 10 emails, like lines. Let the line be around 8 to 10. It makes it look like okay, you know what, you're going straight to the point, you're clear with your request and everything. And also try to use a professional email subject, because you that email, there's so many emails obviously coming to your supervisor's inbox. So like you want to use an email subject that is really clear. So an example like could be request for supervision for masters or PhD plus research proposal attached. So that's an example of a topic you can use. And if you even want me to like give you so many topics, email me. Okay, I can help you with that. Or you can actually just ask me in the comment section and I'll just help you with that. Okay, so you want to also try to follow up respectfully. Yes, like I said earlier in this video, that when you're applying for a proposal, if you're sending an email to your supervisor, you don't want to bombard them with too many emails, because they will never respond to you or they will never take you serious. So if you want that professor to actually respond to you want to be very, very respectful. So if you send an email today, maybe you now wait again, maybe next 5 or maybe 7 days, you now send them another follow up. So try as much as possible to be very, very polite. Yeah. Also, you should also try to apply through the university portal. A lot of mistakes that people make is that after they finish applying to CSC and they just, okay, you know what, I've applied to CSC, that's it. They do not go back to apply to the university. So, in order to have like a response, I advise you that you should try your possible best to apply to the university portal. Go to the university website. I know that this may look very difficult, but trust me, when you get the opportunity, it's a life changing opportunity. So you don't want to miss you don't want to miss any steps. So please go to the portal and apply. And also join university webinars. Many schools share like their email addresses. So if it's possible for you to actually like join webinars, just join some of these. Though in China it's not so popular, but other countries they actually do a lot of webinars. So try to join this. Also try to contact the international office. So sometimes the international office they actually can issue you like a pre-admission letter. So if you can actually contact their office directly, you can actually ask them that please that you're applying for CSC with your country or whatever, you can just literally tell them like what you need that pre-admission letter for, and that you need it urgently, and somehow the international office will actually respond to you, and they will help you, and they will give you the pre-admission letter on time. You can also try to use like a Chinese university professor directories. Like you can check the university websites and to check for their emails, official emails, and you can actually message them. You can also try to get response from other students. Maybe now, if there's a particular university that you're interested in, you can try to see if you can find students in the university. You can try maybe Instagram. There are so many platforms you can actually be able to find some of the students. So you can be able to ask them questions and ask them if there's a possibility that they can help you, because students can tell you which professor will reply to you, which professor is good. Maybe they'll even tell you what to do to get acceptance, or even what to do to get a pre-admission letter. Like students in that university, they, especially international students in that university, they know the university, so they are the ones who can actually help you, tell you what to do to be able to get opportunity. Another thing that you want to do is to try to improve your academic profile. Maybe like try to ensure that you have publications. So if you can get publications, it would really be good, especially if you're applying for PhD. Also, if you can help yourself by increasing your GPA, and also if you can also try your best to like maybe get internships, this can actually increase your chances of getting like opportunity or getting like the response that you want. So you can also send like a well formatted email. So use like a clean layout, bold important lines, and attach documents. Most of your documents should be neat, guys. You people should not be attaching documents that are just scruffy and everything. Please, this is very important. Also, you want to provide like your timeline um while you're actually writing this. You want to maybe tell them that, okay, for example, like if you're applying for CSC, and maybe because CSC opens around December or November, so you'll be like, oh please, I hope I can get the pre-admission letter before so dates, because this is the deadline. So try to like add this in your email, because some of these schools, they are very busy, and you need to apply on time, because from January, February, a lot of schools will be going on vacation. So if this is something that you really need, you want to try to apply on time before schools go on vacation. Also, you want to include like transcripts. You want to include your transcripts and certificates. Apart from your CV, a lot of people only just include CV, and maybe they include like that's all, they just include their CV. But please, okay, yeah, some people also include like degrees, but you want to also include like your transcripts, certificates, because some universities they will require some of these things before they will issue you any pre-admission letter. Some of the universities they will require that you submit all your documents before they issue you any pre-admission letter. And some people think that pre-admission letter is not possible. It's possible, but pre-admission letter is not admission letter. So as much as you get a pre-admission letter, does not mean that you have gotten admission. So this is something that you also need to know. So you want to ask for department recommendations. So if maybe now one professor is busy, maybe they can refer you to someone. A lot of professors do this in Canada, especially. Maybe now they will just say, oh, okay, I'm busy, or I don't have funding, but I have a friend who has funding. So if this professor can do this for you, this would be good. Also, you want to apply to multiple universities. Don't wait for just one reply or one professor or one teacher or whatever. You want to apply to more than 100 universities. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but at least 50. Just try 50 universities, and this will increase your chances. So let's go to like some of the practical questions that you guys keep asking me, and I'm just going to like add it to this video. The first question that I feel like I always get all the time is that people also always ask me, does CSC Type B scholarship cover flight tickets? I don't know why you guys ask me this question a lot of time. You guys want stipends, you want accommodation, you want tuition, you also want flights. You people like enjoyment too. No, CSC Type B does not cover your flight ticket. Okay, so it's only like Type A, and even that Type A self, It's only bilateral, like bilateral within like maybe Nigeria and China. If there's a bilateral agreement, that's the only one that covers like your flight ticket. Type B is university sponsored. So if you are applying for type B, you need to know that it's the university that is sponsoring you. So you need to buy your own ticket. You're going to receive monthly stipends. Every month they'll pay you something. So but you're not going to receive flight support. Yes, you're also going to get tuition. You're also going to get accommodation is covered, but your flight is not. So some universities, maybe some universities like the professor might decide to want to cover this. I've heard of someone who has said, "Oh, my professor paid for my flight ticket," but I think that when a professor would do this is when you're already in the school. Maybe they already know you. There's already like a good rapport between you and the professor. Then the professor can decide to pay your flight ticket. If not, that's not gonna happen. Okay. So some universities may also cover like travel supports, but this is very, very rare. I don't think I've heard of this, but I think some universities can. So you have to try to confirm from the international office, and please budget. It's just a one-way ticket. You don't need you don't need to pay for like coming and going. Just pay for the coming, okay? And also try to like budget for return tickets when you're about to go home, because when you graduate you are the one that's also going to cover that ticket fee. The ticket cost depend on your country and the season that you're going to travel. But I think around January, February, maybe the price may actually reduce. So that'll be the best time for you to actually like buy the ticket if you're planning to travel. Book early because it will help you to reduce costs. Also, some airlines they actually used to offer a lot of discounts. Maybe if you're applying as a student, I realized that sometimes I'll see all students and adults. So you can also use the student discounts if you feel like okay it's too expensive for you, or you can actually go through the government. I don't know, some countries maybe their government used to pay for their tickets. You can check for this. Type B is cheaper for China to fund. So but there's no flight. Okay, type B is China that is covering everything, but there's no flight ticket. Flight ticket is you. Okay, so yeah, I hope I've been able to answer that question. Do not expect anybody to pay for that flight ticket. Please, I've gotten that question so many times. So I hope I've answered that question. So the next question I'll be answering is this HND question. Someone's asking, can I use my HND to apply for work permits? Is it work permit or study? Because I don't understand. Why are you asking me if you can? Okay, many countries they require like your bachelor's degree, but HND, I don't know if HND might be accepted because I know that people do HND and then they do another thing. I don't know. There's something they do, but if you have experience, like I feel like some countries they treat HND that okay, this is a lower qualification. Um, so maybe, but I don't think in China that I don't think China discriminates. So if you're applying for with HND for work, you need to have at least 1 year experience that can help you to get to at least to top off maybe even 2 years experience, because if you're comparing yourself with a bachelor's, someone who has a bachelor's, I mean, so some employers will accept HND if your experience is really strong. Teaching jobs they don't accept. If it's for teaching jobs, I don't think they accept. They very accept HND most times. But if you have maybe HND in education or English, maybe you can get. For Canada, I don't know. Canada permits me accept. I don't know UK, USA. I don't know, but I only know for China. I don't really think China really discriminates when it comes to HND because I've seen a lot of people who have HND and they've been able to get like masters. So I don't think China discriminates. But one thing I know about getting a job in China is that they're always asking for if you have like experience, if you have work experience, so it can always compensate even if you have a low degree or something. Also, you want to also like ask the immigration office because immigration they have so many they have experience in this. So whatever country you are actually watching my video, you can always reach out to your the immigration in that country and ask them. Okay. So some countries they church gates. If you're in Nigeria, church gates is the immigration for China. So you can go and ask. Yeah. So then that question someone was asking, do I have to submit my documents to the university for CSC type B? Yes, I feel like so many people don't do this, but in order to get the scholarship, you have to submit all your required documents on their portal. You have to go and apply on their this thing. If you feel like you don't want to submit the document directly to the university, you don't want to like send the document physically. I don't think whether that one is compulsory, but some schools they like to collect the documents. To be honest, and always try to follow the university timeline. University reviews the academic profile first before they now like submit it over to CXC for CSC to finally accept. So some of the documents that you need, of course, is passport, transcript, degree. You need study plan. You need research proposal if you're applying for like masters or you're applying for PhD. You need like letters of recommendation. You need your medical form. Remember that you need to get your medical from a general hospital, and also try to like get your police clearance to um yeah. So some universities they used to ask for acceptance and application fee. So you have to also check whether this university need this. Okay. I've done a lot of videos about documents like this. So you can always check my YouTube channel to see specific videos about documents so that you don't miss any document that will cause you to not get this acceptance. Okay. So another question that I used to get from you people used to ask questions about, do I have a chance of getting admission if I have like a low credit, especially in HND? It looks like a lot of people have this HND. So I don't know that maybe I will have to do like a video just talking about HND. Okay. But one thing I know, you guys with HND, don't be scared. China does not discriminate compared to other countries or compared to Nigeria. Like how in Nigeria, if you have a polytechnic, HND, you'll be looked down on. China doesn't really care about all those things. For China, they just look at your grades. If your grades are high, then you are very smart. That's how they look at it. So if if you're asking whether you have a high chance of getting yes, but it may be harder because there are other people who have better grades, better this better grades than you. So if your grade is really low, I'll just advise you to apply with an agent, and you can apply with Oma Travels. So some universities they would not mind, they'll still accept, but many people prefer bachelor degree holders. HND, maybe if you have experience, then okay, fine. If you have a lot of qualification, then okay, fine. Maybe if you're applying to like English taught programs, it might be really difficult because English taught programs are very competitive. So if you apply for HND and you're applying to English taught program, it may be competitive. So my advice for you is that if you have a low grade in HND, just go for like a Chinese taught program. And if you have like maybe like you are experienced or you have the skill, then this is something that you just go for Chinese taught program. Yeah. And also if you're applying for masters, I mean if you also if you already have if you're trying to apply for masters or PhD, go for um go for Chinese taught. But I know some people who have been able to get, so I don't want to like, but you have to have really good grades. To be honest, you have to have really good grades, and also your recommendation letter matters. Like whatever that your teacher is saying in that recommendation letter is very very important. Please improve your GPA. If you are still yet to graduate and you're a student, please work on your GPA. Let your GPA be high. Yeah, or you can just apply to like a private university if you feel like, okay, you know what, I don't know, just focus on private university. Or you can just like apply to courses that are not like competitive, something like that. If you apply to courses that many people are not applying to, you have a high chance of getting to. That's another thing. That's another way to see it. Okay. So I hope I was able to answer that question. Another thing I'll talk about is how to prepare a research proposal, study plan for PhD. So let's say now that you want to apply for PhD and you don't know how you can prepare for a research proposal. For me, I've written like at least three research proposal, and I've written so many study plans. Even for my clients, if you want me to like review your study plan, you can always email me, book it as a consultation. Yeah, then for me to like review some of these things for you, tell you what to do concerning like research proposal and study plan. So let's start with like the title. You need to ensure that you're picking the right title that will go in line with whatever your supervisor have done, and something that you know that will get funding, because one of the things that all these supervisors used to look at is funding. So you want to pick topic that you go with this professor or this supervisor, and he has funding for that particular topic. That is your selling point. Topic is one of the most important when it even comes to anything that you have to write, your topic. So make sure you do so much research when you are choosing the topic that you want to write on. So also you want to give like a short background of the problem that you are trying to solve, because that's another thing that people they want to know. Okay, what problem are you solving? Some people the problem that they're solving is not clear. So you want to be very, very clear on the problem that you feel like the research gap. Basically, it's called research gap, meaning that what what do you think, apart from the problem you're solving, what area do you think that maybe other researchers have not even gone into, and you think that this is missing and this is the pathway you want to go into? So it's called like a research gap. And this is another thing that supervisors, professors, they are looking at. Also, you want to like show the importance of your topic, importance maybe to your country, or importance of the topic to China. My advice to you is to focus on your country, because most times in China that they have done a lot of innovation, they've done a lot of things that if the focus is now to your country, it's to help. It's to say, okay, this is something new. If you're focusing on your country, you will, okay, this is something new. But if you focus on China, I feel like this is a way difficult. You have to be like so smart to be competing with the Chinese people. Okay. And also you have to make your research questions to be so clear. The questions that you're going to be like the questions that you're going to be answering, you want it to be very, very clear. You want to also show the objectives. I think I'm gonna do a separate video talking about like research proposal, because I feel like research on its own is a very broad topic that I shouldn't just talk about in this live video. But just because I know that I've gotten a question in this, and that this is already like my area, I think it's cool for me to talk about it. Also, you want to include like a literature review. You want to include your methodology. You want to also like include the timeline that you used to work on this, the contribution of your work. Mm, yeah, I feel like when you're writing it, just try to start with the experiments. Start with experiments, start with conclusion, all those last part, because those are the easiest part. A lot of times people struggle when they're starting with like introduction. When it comes to like all this research, they struggle with starting with introduction or abstract. My advice to you is that that should be the last part of what you're going to write. Start with what you already know, which is already like this experiments that you're already like working on. So that's the first part you want to start. And also you want to understand that you want to reference properly. My advice to you also is that please, when you are using papers for your research, you want to use papers that are very recent. If you are writing anything around 2026, you want to use papers around 2024, 2025, papers that are very, very recent. Okay, so it shows that your work is recent, your work is innovative, your work is good. If you are using like old papers to write your research proposal, I don't think it will help. Also, you want to like make sure you're writing like a strong conclusion. And yeah, I feel like that's all. But I think I'm gonna do like a separate video just talking about research proposal, because I feel like research proposal is a broad topic. And that's it for this video. Basically, what I'm doing now is just to like answer your questions, all the questions that you guys always ask concerning like CSC. I just come whenever like I have time, and I'll just come to answer all your questions. Please, if you have any more questions that you feel like you would want to ask me, or if you want to book a consultation, one-on-one consultation, whereby I specifically answer your question, you can actually check description and you can book a consultation with me, and I'll be able to like answer your question or anything that you want to ask. I'll see you guys in my next live video. Do well to like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys. Okay, bye.